final trek into Bremerton. So, hey everybody, welcome. I'm going to take you on the other side. If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer those. We'll have lots of coverage, tons of photos of this homecoming. I can tell you, actually, the trip from Indian Island has been very pleasant. Great weather until we've hit Bremerton. Now it is just, it's pouring. There's a nice awning here. It's steel. It's not really an awning. But the point is, we're a little bit out of the weather right now, and we're heading straight into what appears to be a lot of rain. So I'll take you back over to the other side. We can take a look over there. This is called the Vulture's Nest. It sits right off of the bridge and the tower. Here's a look backwards. A little more wind on this side, as you can see. We have a tug following us, giving us a salute. Sailors are manning the rails, braving the elements, I might add. You can almost see the rain coming down in a distance over there. So I know many of you are welcoming home your sailors. And it's just gotten a lot stormier out since we've been going. So again, in my interviews with sailors, I think the endurance was a challenge, but one that they lived up to and were successful with. Captain Clark. Max Clark has been commanding officer of Nimitz since August 2019, and he gave a congratulatory short speech earlier today, talking about meeting the mission and meeting it well and working well as a team. You have to remember there's about 3,000 people or so, a little under that are based here in Bremerton, but there's a whole lot more when they had the air wings on. Some 70 planes come on board or so. And of course now there's just the one. That's the training. It's a training jet that they use. But this flight deck saw more than 10,400 flights. And this aircraft carrier traveled some 99,000 miles. That's not, I'm not missaying that. That's not a misstatement. 99,000 miles. It's gone all over the world in support of our nation. As you can see, the sailors manning the rails there. Hear the ferry horn. We're going to see a ferry go by. Okay. So we're going to go take a peek at the ferry going by here. We are on the USS Nimitz. Thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, there goes the Washington State Ferry that just gave us a honk, and Nimitz affectionately honked back. The scene at Bachman Park is just packed. I can see all of you who are, if you're watching, I don't know why you would be if you're, I suppose, down there, but it is a full house at Bachman Park. Look at all the people down there. Wow. And a lot of flashes going off. That's one of the best spots to watch the USS Nimitz or any aircraft carrier come in here. Of course, it's a tight squeeze through Rich Passage. One of the tightest areas the Navy has to navigate. An aircraft carrier, obviously, being about a 100,000-ton vessel, no small feat that they do this so routinely and so easily. As you're starting to see the Minette Bridge come into view. There again in Minette. I can make that a little bigger, but lots and lots of folks down there. Okay, take you to the other side. One more time. The rain is now coming down sideways here on the Nimitz. It's great to see all the folks saying how proud they are of their sailors. Again, this is not your typical aircraft carrier deployment. Many are in my interview with the Chief of Naval Operations, Michael Gilday, he said 7 to 8 months is the standard and what they strive for. This one, we're at 11 months that many of these sailors have been away from their families, as you see the ferry passing by. The Nimitz was rerouted several times, possibly due to come home a little bit earlier, a lot earlier. Thanksgiving, Christmas went by, and they stayed on station in both the Middle East, 5th Fleet. Did a lot of training with other navies as well as flying combat sorties, and they both served in both regions. I'm going to show you the flag of the Nimitz. Right underneath the flag, that's what a lot of people are seeing from the shore. No matter how rainy it is, I'm seeing lots of parked cars, lots of people watching. And thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate your support. We're going to have lots of coverage in the Kitsap Sun, include stories, and award-winning photographer Megan Reed is on board as well. She's capturing this momentous occasion as the Nimitz finally comes home to Bremerton, a place that 340 days ago, many of these sailors got on board to quarantine. That's another thing that I definitely have noticed in talking to the sailors is they're worried about their own families, even though they have been the ones at sea, exposing themselves to combat situations. They are thinking about family members and loved ones, about living through a pandemic and what that must be like. They haven't been here, many of them have not seen all the things that, American society and the world, how much has changed. They've been in a COVID bubble. This ship successfully, through this world-changing pandemic, was able to keep all COVID cases off. It was a COVID bubble. It did so through social distancing and quarantining. A pretty amazing feat when you think about it. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We've got over 1,000 viewers right now watching us on our Facebook page. As you can see, Port Orchard, city of Port Orchard coming into view. March 7th, 2021, the day the USS Nimitz came home. So just so you know, the Nimitz is coming home and has work to do at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. Is headed for a lengthy maintenance period before heading out on its next deployment. It'll be pulling in next to the USS Kitty Hawk, which of course is known as an X-carrier. Kitty Hawk has to go into dry dock to remove marine growth from its underside. Nimitz will be not too far down from that. So great to have you all here. I really apologize if it's a little shaky, but definitely want to show you what's going on. I'm going to go on the other side so we can see more. We've had so much rain, the visibility is really reduced quite a bit. You can hear Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA is playing over the loudspeakers right now. One of the Navy tugs following along with us that'll help the Nimitz park at Pier Bravo in the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. Minette in the background, the Minette Bridge to the left of your screen. Love seeing all of the family members saying nice messages here for all the sailors that are on board. Again, at Indian Island, under 1,000 sailors got off, so most are still on board and waiting to pull into Bremerton, where they'll be met with their families. It's going to be a different kind of homecoming, but nonetheless, families will be showing up and picking up sailors. Walk up a little bit. Big American flag overhead, flying the colors. And as you can see on your left-hand side, there is the shipyard crane, the hammerhead. And the bridge is on your left. Okay, we'll go to the other side one more time, and then we'll wind down here. Again, we're in a place called the Vulture's Nest, which is up, giving us a vantage point of the entire flight deck. So thanks so much for connecting. It's been great to connect with many of you over the course of this deployment, and we appreciate your support. Thanks for following us. We're grateful to be the hometown paper here in Kitsap County. Okay, we'll continue to post updates to kitsapsun.com and on our Facebook page and on Twitter. Thanks again, everybody, so much for being a part of our live broadcast. Looking over at the Annapolis dock, it is packed with people watching the USS Nimitz come home, flying its flag. As you can see, got some pretty decent winds out here, a lot of rain coming down. See Port Orchard in the background. So Nimitz will start to make its turn again into the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard's Pier Bravo, Naval Base Kitsap, Bremerton, where we'll be spending some months in maintenance following record-setting deployment. 340 days since April 1st, when many of the sailors that you're seeing in front of you got on board this warship. see the shipyard crane going by. For those not in Bremerton, crane was built in the Depression era in the 1930s. Still stands today. So it's the official sign that the USS Nimitz is home in Bremerton. The Pier Bravo is just coming up in the shipyard, and that's where the Nimitz is going to be spending some time following a very long deployment. All right, everybody. As we prepare to get there, I'm going to go do some more interviews, hear some more stories, possibly see some families whose sailors have not met their children for the first time. It should be pretty powerful, and we'll be bringing you all that coverage at kidsapsun.com and in our paper, Kidsap Sun. And for all of you who have been following us, thank you so much. I'll do a quick sign off here. Again, Josh Farley with the Kidsap Sun, joined by Megan Reed today here on the USS Nimitz. We're really happy that you were able to see this, and we're grateful for the opportunity to share it with you, and thanks for all of your support. We'll have more coverage throughout today, so stay tuned. Thanks, everybody.